In yesterday's video we talked about my recommended HDR settings for Forza Horizon 5 on the Xbox Series, and in today's video we're taking a closer look on the PC version. Let's do it. Okay, before we start we need to consider a couple of things. I'm playing Forza Horizon 5 on my AMD 16-core CPU and the GPU is a 3070, no TI, 8 GB of VRAM, and yes, I had the message with low video memory already a couple of times because I'm playing in 4K and extreme settings and I'm playing around 60 to 70 FPS. It's not bad, but the most important thing is actually I'm playing on Windows 10 and I'm using the Game Pass version. So if you're using Windows 11 and maybe the Steam version, so maybe your version from the game is behaving differently in terms of the HDR settings, okay? So we need to keep this in mind. Let's talk about black level rays on the PC version, and the only time when I was able to see black level rays was when I started the game and this screen showed up. Here I was able to see black level rays, but this was really the only time. I can't confirm black level rays during gameplay, not in the night and not at day. But again, we need to keep in mind I'm using Windows 10 and the Game Pass version. Maybe Windows 11 and or the Steam version from this game is behaving completely differently. Forza Horizon 5 on the Xbox Series supports the HDR calibration menu on the console, which means we can use HGiG on our LG OLED TV without any disadvantage. In terms of the PC version, we know that Windows 10 does not offer a HDR calibration menu as we know it on the consoles or from the consoles, and I'm not quite familiar with Windows 11 at this very point. But again, Windows 10 does not offer us any HDR calibration, so that means this game is using a standard maximum peak brightness, maybe around 1000 or 1200 nits, something around that, I'm not quite sure. And we know that this is a little bit too much for our LG CX, which can handle maximum 800 nits, okay? So I was a little bit worried about the HDR picture quality, but so far I have to say with my settings I'm actually impressed and the result is very close to the console version. I prepared a short comparison video between the Xbox and PC version in regards to HDR, and pro tip here, don't use a car like this for off-road driving. And now let's watch the video. Okay, so now it's time to share my settings, and I changed my approach a little bit in terms of how I'm providing information or settings to you, because instead of providing you with a fixed value, I will now start to provide you actually with a range of the value, because I found that yeah, in the past I always told you set this value to 200, okay, or set this value to 400, peak brightness is 1000 and whatsoever. But this of course can't be right, because first of all, every TV is different, and what I found is that when I started my comparison between PC and the Xbox version is that even my recommended settings on the Xbox, which are really good in my opinion, but they're not adding up at all the time. You know what I mean? So I found some locations, some places during my testing where I would say, no, it doesn't add up. I need actually to decrease my value a little bit, because I start clipping already in very bright objects. But that's why I'm starting to provide you a range now, and we're starting right now with HGiG, and all what we need to do, of course, we're going into video settings, and of course HDR needs to be on, obviously. And the range what I actually recommend is between 240 and 270 for HGiG, and then you're adding up with this great picture. In my opinion, this looks really fantastic, and yeah, I choose this location just for this moment to provide actually my settings. Now we're changing to dynamic tone mapping, and all what we have to do is actually change the settings again, and I have to look on my paper. It's 195 to 225. So 195 to maximum 225. That's the range what I would recommend for dynamic tone mapping on, and then we get this picture. Which mode is better? I really prefer in this game HGiG. It is just the more accurate mode in my opinion. You don't have so much clipping in very bright objects like the clouds or nearby clouds close to the sun and stuff like that. It is really a great picture. I mean, you can see it, okay? But anyway, you, of course, you choose the mode as you like it, and then you go with the settings, and you put, of course, in the comment section what you think about those settings. And now, I think it's time for the outro. Okay, as the sun is going down, and I think that's the time for doing an outro. I say thank you very much for watching me. I say thank you very much for all the support, for all the new subscribers. And if you're new to my channel and you're watching me for the very first time, then consider a subscription. I would much appreciate it. If you like this video, of course, then give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, then please give it a thumbs down and put in the comment section why you don't like it, and I can improve my videos. And if you like to support me a little bit further, I have a Buy Me a Coffee page. And yeah, if you like to buy me a coffee, I would much appreciate it. And I promise here, if you buy me a coffee, I would not spend the money on any unnecessary things like food or clothes. I will really just buy stuff what I can use for the channel, okay? So thank you very much for this in advance. And now I would say over and out. I see you guys next time. Bye.